This is a special edition of Paul W. Smith's 2020 Virtual Pure Michigan Tour. Presented by Pure Michigan. Your trip begins at michigan.org. Today, we'll virtually explore Grand Hotel on Mackinac Island. This morning's broadcast is sponsored by Grand Hotel, America's summer place. Now, here's Paul W. Smith.
Good Monday morning to you. I hope you had a spectacular weekend. Hope it was a great Father's Day for those it applies to, and that you're ready to go with another great day. The 22nd of June, the 174th day of 2020, with 192 days left in the year. Make each and every day count. Each day is a gift. And it looks like we have the team all together now. Dick Hafner with our WJR News. Dick, I hope you had a nice Father's Day. Nice to have you with us this morning. We have Dayna Clark back from a week off and here with her Callaway hat on. She's ready for golf.
My game has greatly improved. Thanks, COVID.
I saw you on your Instagram lining up to hit that ball.
Oh, yeah.
And then you did some kind of a thing with your daughter where you were...
Yes.
What the heck was that all about?
Check out my Instagram, Dayna Clark 13. It was, a lot of people always tell me I look like Tracy Ellis Ross. She's on Blackish. She's, of course, Diana Ross's daughter. Mm-hmm. So she had posted a picture with her hair like in twists and makeup, and Noelle is here. She came last week, and so she said, "Let's recreate this look." So check it out. We look pretty.
It's pretty spectacular.
Pretty close.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I didn't know that was. I didn't know that was our little girl, Noelle.
That's little Noelle. Yep.
Oh my.
Yep. She's home and she's here for the next week or so.
Excellent.
So, good to have her home.
Yeah, always. Of course, Danielle Mason is in for Brian. I say, of course, nobody knew that till I just said it, but Brian's off for the week, but Danielle is in. Kim is still sleeping, which is a good thing. And, of course, the woman who never sleeps saw my messages at 1:30 this morning. I assume saw him. Of course, our executive producer, Ann Thomas.
Good morning, Dub. Happy Monday.
Happy Monday to you. And there really is such a thing. Happy Monday is the way we look at Mondays around here. Not any of those Monday morning blues or anything else. Although it was a tough weekend, guys. It was a very tough weekend in a lot of ways for a lot of reasons. By the way, there are people joining us on WJR.com/Paul W. Smith, Facebook.com/WJR Radio. And if you search WJR 760 AM on YouTube, you'll find us as well. For a number of our visits today, at least one an hour, that will be simulcast on the social networks, video and audio. And of course, all the audio coming all the time. And at 760 on the AM dial as well. Glad to have you all on all those different platforms. But anyway, 1 killed, 11 injured during a very violent first weekend of summer in Detroit.
Yes, and I think it might be higher than that because there was trouble overnight too, Dub.
More trouble?
Yes, some children were shot.
Oh, no.
Yes.
I didn't get that one. All right, well, this makes it very hard for us to criticize the president for criticizing Detroit and our crime problem, as he did in his not so, as it turns out, not so successful gathering in Tulsa. They have a lot of excuses, a lot of reasons. I don't know what the reason is, other than maybe some people got smart and said, I don't really want to get COVID-19, so I'll watch it on television. There's nothing wrong with that, but of course it upset the president and his people because the numbers are not what they thought they were going to be. But in that speech, much of it rambling, but in the speech itself, he did point out the problems for crime and criminal activity in Detroit, which was most unfortunate, which then gave the people who were doing a tribunal of the mayor and the police chief more ammunition to say, well, that's why we're having a tribunal. By the way, that would have been the first time those people have ever agreed with President Trump. But it's funny how that works that way, as long as someone is saying something that you agree with that goes to your point. Well, then he's not such a bad guy. What a world. What a world. At 5:43.
This report is brought to you by Unbound.org. Right now, there are young people across the world facing a tough choice: continue their dream of education or drop out to help their family put food on the table. You can help change their future in a single moment. See how far your support can go at Unbound.org.
And since she's back, let's put her to work. Dayna Clark is here with our WJR Traffic and Weather First. Dayna?
Traffic First also sponsored by the Restore Wellness Center. Tired of dealing with nagging body pain, joint swelling, tendonitis, neuropathy, and chronic pain? The Restore Wellness Center will reduce or eliminate the pain completely. Reserve your appointment today at the state's best non-invasive laser therapy treatment center. Call 800-935-5959 in Brighton, Shelby, and Bloomfield, or restorewellnesscenter.com. Roadways, nice and quiet, no rain right now. Currently looking at construction 75 northbound between 7 Mile and Adams, reduced to just 2 lanes through early November. Now, WJR Weather First from the Weather Channel, sponsored by Starline Mackinac Island Ferry. Hightail it to Mackinac Island on a Starline hydrojet or catamaran ferry, and now a new pirate ship, the Good Fortune. Starline offers the largest open-air boats disinfected before every trip, with fares starting at $19. Get discount tickets and vacation packages at MackinacFerry.com. That's MackinacFerry.com.
Still seeing a few lingering showers this morning. We're going to brighten it up, though, as we get into the afternoon. A high seasonable 83. Thunderstorms tonight, even overnight, 69 degrees. Tomorrow morning, some thunderstorms, but cooler weather on the west breeze in the afternoon, 76. From the Weather Channel, meteorologist Ray Staging on News Talk 760 WJR.
The exact quote at President Donald Trump's rally Saturday in Tulsa, the president taking aim at Detroit, blaming city officials for the city's crime rates. He said, quote, among other things, "The murder rate in Baltimore and Detroit is higher than El Salvador, Guatemala, or even Afghanistan." Didn't get any prettier after that. Speaking of pretty, the very pretty Rush Limbaugh joins us from noon till 3, Monday through Friday, and first thing in the morning here at 5:45.
So after city commissioners voted to slash almost $16 million from the Portland police budget, hundreds of protesters showed up at Mayor Ted Wheeler's house. The protesters shouted, "Black Lives Matter," and "Hands up, don't shoot." They weren't mad that the budget had been cut. They were in a total rage because the $16 million cut was so small. They wanted a $50 million cut from the police budget. And one of the city commissioners agrees with them. She voted against the $16 million cut because, in her view, it wasn't deep enough. Now, meanwhile, in nearby Washington State, protesters showed up at the home of Cheryl Selby. She's the mayor of Olympia, and they vandalized her home. The mayor had declined to issue a curfew when the protest started in her area. She went out of her way to express solidarity with these protester human debris types, but now she is singing a different tune. She says the Black Lives Matter protesters who spray painted her home are like domestic terrorists. She says that she's still trying to process what happened to her home. She complains, "It just isn't fair. I reached out." Well, Ms. Mayor, even though the security and condition of your home matters to you, it doesn't matter to them. All homes, like all lives, don't matter to the left. Certainly yours doesn't. Life really is unfair sometimes, especially in your case, isn't it? What are you going to do?
Rush Limbaugh, noon to 3, today, right here on WJR. My light just went out.
Oh, the light on your ring
Yes.
light?
No, my desk.
So to follow up on that shooting, it's on the city's west side, and it's a 37-year-old man, a 10-year-old girl, both in critical condition, and then a 9-year-old boy in stable condition.
Crazy.
7 in Evergreen, I believe. So that adds to that toll that you had. And I do think there was a lot of other violence in some cities, nothing to do with protests or anything, just random, unfortunate violence over the weekend.
Just good old-fashioned violence that we've forgotten about.
Right. We were getting used to not having as much during COVID.
Yeah. Well, that's the truth. People come back out. People start being violent. It's sad.
It's not so good. Not so good. Not so
I wonder
good.
what happened. I'm going to really disappear now. Goodbye. I don't know what happened to that. You mentioned that that little round light. It didn't emit enough light to do anything, but I can't find it because I foolishly cleaned my desk.
Yeah, that's a
Always a
problem.
mistake. Always a mistake.
Dayna, tell our listeners, did you have a nice break?
I did have a nice break. It went so fast. I mean, lightning fast.
You had a nice week for weather.
It was a great weather week. Got a lot more done around the house. I'm telling you, this honey-do list is just getting chopped down. And went to Chicago, Crystal Lake, Illinois, I should say, Illinois. And visited Trevor's brother and my sister-in-law and got a lot of exercise in. Who knew? Going out of town, you're going to get some exercise, but
change things up a little bit.
It was nice. And then back home, and then here I am back to work. So it was good though.
Good. Well, it was good to have you back.
Good to be back. Paul W., wait a minute. Someone says they like your shirt. Where is it? Where did it go?
Oh,
where'd
it's the Grand Hotel shirt.
Yes, Grand Hotel.
Yeah. I didn't think you could read it. Well, you probably can't really read it.
It went off. Somebody said they liked your shirt.
Well, the censors probably immediately jumped over that.
It's going to be interesting to talk to people at Grand Hotel today, just to see how they're doing and how many people are there. And
they're doing a lot of social distancing. I ran a bunch of stuff last night, and one of them is I couldn't print it. I tried to, all those little things, Ann, and the stuff that you send me, and there's like little things I'm supposed to be able to access and then read all about them.
You click on it, yes.
I click on it, I can see it, but when I go to print it, it's covered up, like a white piece of paper goes over it. It's very bizarre.
That's an interesting development.
Yeah, well, it wasn't very helpful.
What are they saying about social distancing? How are they doing that, Doug?
I don't. That's what the part that I needed to highlight and read.
It's on the white part.
Yeah, that's on the part that was
covered up.
Covered up, and I don't know why.
There it is. Clay said that. Love the shirt.
Thank you, Clay.
Morning,
Patrick.
Clay Jerky, and he did say that's how you pronounce his name. I'd asked how, and he said Jerky. So that's what it is. It's nice to have all these nice people here.
Yes. Christopher Joseph says hi, Paul. Good morning, Trish.
Chris Joseph from Monroe?
Could be, yes.
I don't know where he's from now, but maybe I think he's a fine singer, if that's the Christopher Joseph. I'm not sure. I'm looking at all my other stuff here for a moment. Did you hear what Muhammad Ali's son said?
No.
It makes no sense. He says his dad would have been very against. The quote here is, Muhammad Ali's son says Muhammad Ali would have hated Black Lives Matter because it would be racist. By pitting black people against everyone else. It's not just Black Lives Matter. White lives matter, Chinese lives matter, all lives matter. Well, that was Muhammad Ali's son, who if I recall, they didn't really get along. He was estranged, I think, when Muhammad passed.
Oh, wow, that's sad.
That's from what I recall. I introduced Muhammad Ali at an event many, many years ago. It was very special, and he gave me, I have no idea where they are. That's sad. Some boxing gloves, which he gave to people. He gave me autographed boxing gloves.
This is a special edition of Paul W. Smith's 2020 Virtual Pure Michigan Tour, presented by Pure Michigan. Your trip begins at Michigan.org. Today, we'll virtually explore Grand Hotel on Mackinac Island. This morning's broadcast is sponsored by Grand Hotel, America's summer place. Once again, here's Paul.
Each hour, we'll have an online interview that you'll not only hear on the radio and on social media, but you'll be able to see the folks up at Grand Hotel, including the new people who have taken over. And from everything I understand, they've really started making things, improving things that I always thought they were fine, but now I understand how they're improving the place, and it sounds great. They have the wherewithal. They're a multi-billion-dollar company, so they have the ability to tweak and add and do whatever else needs to be done. So that's kind of exciting, and I'm glad we're going to be there. And then I'm going to head up there with the family because we're doing the now world famous stone skipping contest again on July 4th. So we've kind of put together our annual family Grand Hotel Mackinac Island vacation with the fact that we're going to be up there anyway for the stone skipping. So we don't have to make the trip twice right now, trying to get the kids together and all of that. So we're kind of excited about that. That'll be already next week.
Yeah, perfect timing.
Things just come up quickly. It is National Chocolate Eclair Day.
Always tasty.
Always tasty. Not something
Always
I have
tasty.
very often, but so I don't. Do we need to talk about the Muhammad Ali's son? He says in his name, Muhammad Ali Jr.
Mm.
So it's hard for him to hide who he is.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Muhammad Ali Jr. Are you from
Right.
that family?
Possibly. Could that be?
Yeah, it seems it. He told the New York Post his father would have hated Black Lives Movement, calling it racist. The 47-year-old son of the sports icon also said that the officer, this isn't good at all, that the officer who pressed his knee into George Floyd's neck for 8 minutes and 46 seconds, which, by the way, we've since learned it was more like 7 minutes and something. That doesn't matter, but it does show you how when the first released information becomes the iconic information, and nobody's going to correct it now that they've said it's 7 minutes and 46 seconds or 8 minutes and 22 seconds or whatever it is. 8:46 is what people know to be the time in all the protests and everything else. But anyway, he says the officer was just doing his job. This kid is troubled.
Yeah.
Well, he's 47. He's more than a kid, but he's troubled. Nobody thinks that officer was doing his job.
No.
Nobody, not anybody, except Muhammad Ali Jr.
Yeah.
Well, let's hear from Layla. I'm sure she was a lot closer to her dad than, as you said, they were kind of estranged.
Yeah, strange. According
So
to this.
let's see if Layla has a response to this.
Right.
That would be interesting.
And for those folks looking for a biblical response to the president, right after the president left with his rally, they had an earthquake in Oklahoma.
Oh, dear.
Did they really?
Yeah, they really did. Yeah.
They have issues out there with that, because of all the fracking.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So they have a lot of little earthquakes out there. It's kind of interesting.
Kurt Cobain's MTV Unplugged guitar. He did a special on MTV Unplugged.
Mm-hmm.
That guitar sold for over $6 million.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Yeah. That would be worth it.
A
if you had
Pink
the money.
Floyd, a Pink Floyd guitar was the most expensive one ever sold up till that point. That was sold for $4 million at auction. $6 million. Hey, the clock is going very quickly, isn't it?
Yes. It's just flying by.
I never got to the really horrible story of a noose found in the stall of Bubba Wallace, the only black NASCAR race car driver. They're doing away with the flag,
Mm-hmm.
and so someone puts a noose in his paddock, his garage area. Come on,
Isn't
it's
that ridiculous?
2020.
I know.
It's 2020.
Right. It's ridiculous.
It's unbelievable. It is a 5:57 at WJR. I'm not hearing the station.
Their dream of education
There we
or
go.
drop out to help their family put food on the table. You can help change their future in a single moment. See how far your support can go at unbound.org.
Let's check it. Our WJR Traffic and Weather first, Miss Dayna Clark.
Traffic First, sponsored by the Carpenters Labor Management Partnership Team. Hire the Carpenter LMPT contractors for your next construction project. Their workforce is the best in Michigan, professional, safety conscious, and craft trained for every project. Hire the Carpenters LMPT contractors today. Call 877-477-LMPT. That's 877-477-LMPT. Roadways off to a great start, expecting rain in the midday, so keep that in mind. 12-mile both directions between Telegraph and Lasser. Construction has the road there reduced to just one lane. Now, WJR Weather First from the Weather Channel, sponsored by the Cremation Society of Michigan. For over 32 years, the Cremation Society of Michigan has been providing dignified cremation services without the cost of traditional funerals. For cremation information, contact the Cremation Society of Michigan at 1-800-241-3131 or visit cremationmichigan.com. Expecting it to be warm and muggy today, some showers in the midday, and then could see some returning in the afternoon. Chance of rain about 80%, a high of 83 tonight, partly cloudy, followed by scattered thunderstorms overnight, your low 70. For Tuesday, more thunderstorms, a high of 78. Currently cloudy skies, 71 degrees. I'm Dana Clark, WJR News, with Dick Hafner in about 2 minutes.
Jordan Young here from Jordan Young.
Well, I figured out my light.
What happened?
It was unplugged from the back. It got, everything gets moved around. Oh, that's not going to go there.
That'll do it.
Oh, I see the light now, Deb.
Yeah.
Yes.
I've always wanted you to see the light.
Did you have a nice?
Sees the light.
Did you have a nice Father's Day?
I did indeed.
And what did you do?
We just sat in the backyard, and I grilled some food.
Oh.
And it was nice. We didn't have Adam. He's concerned about his COVID situation again. We had Sophie, Natalie's father joined us.
Oh, nice.
Oh, great.
And Kim and I for a nice dinner. And we were going to eat in the backyard, but it was a little
muggy.
Muggy. Yeah. And I got an issue that I'm going to have to call the pros from Rose. I'm getting eaten alive. I don't know if there's more mosquitoes than ever. You too, Ann?
Me too.
They're everywhere.
You too, Ann? Yeah.
I started seeing them yesterday. They don't really bug me, but I can see them.
Oh, Dayna, you have been being bitten also?
Yes, tore up.
I can't believe how much I've been bitten. You know what? I got to go make coffee right now.
At least 2 people have been killed and 7 others wounded in Charlotte, North Carolina. In addition to the 9 people shot, at least 5.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, the mosquitoes are out, man.
So I'm calling. I have actually Rose coming over this week. We have Carpenter Bees.
Oh, you do? They're big, aren't they?
They're huge, and they drill a hole into the wood on the back of the house. Oh, and it's fascinating. It's like an actual. It looks like a drill hole. And the other thing is, I think maybe there might be something in the attic.
Okay.
So I don't know.
You hear some movement.
I think we have company.
That's the worst when you're like, oh my God, that's scratching.
I know.
Rustling.
I don't want to get rid of the bees because you're not supposed to. But we have to do something because
absolutely.
You can even see the sawdust. I mean, they're kind of incredible,
right? How they work, but go to a tree or
someplace else and work.
So did you cook for Ed yesterday? What did you guys do for Father's Day?
I had my mom and dad and the kids over for lunch. So we did an outside lunch.
Okay.
So it was kind of nice. We did sandwiches and fruit.
Okay.
Easy. It was great. Yeah. What about you?
It doesn't have to be difficult. What did we do?
Just to be together is nice.
Yeah, I just cooked. I made salmon, actually. Some salmon and cauliflower rice. And
you're doing like a nice carb-free.
Yeah, I need to try to get back on track because I've gotten off a little bit, but it's okay. It's all good.
Yeah, that's excellent. Oh, that sounds like. Did Mom come over?
Yes, she came over later. Yes, she did. So she's doing good. Everybody's good, and just one day at a time.
I know. We also did. We ordered from Andiamo for dinner last night, and they're not excellent.
They're not doing They're still not doing the BOGO. They ended the BOGO, right? Buy one get one. Are they still doing that?
No, I don't think so. We just did it through DoorDash.
Okay.
But it was really good.
Yeah, it's always good.
Yeah.
So we'll see. And actually, I went to a restaurant, Annie, in Illinois.
Okay. Give us
I know. I'm doing things that I said I wasn't going to do.
You're out and about. You're
out and about.
Wait, how was the restaurant experience?
It was fine. It was spread out. Everybody had on their mask. Outside only. Yeah.
Okay. And what did the menu look like? Was it a paper?
It was a paper menu. Yes. Paper menu. Yep. So.
And you were comfortable?
I was okay. The waitress, I was like, don't get too close to me. I know it's weird. I'm still like kind of weirded out, but trying not to be obvious. But
mask, did you take the mask off when you were sitting at the table?
Yes.
Okay. That's what I heard.
She was away, and then I had been around his brother and sister-in-law. They're fine. So, but it feels weird. We need to come up with, there needs to be like a zipper that you can put a drink through, your straw.
Exactly.
Or that you could eat through, so you don't have to take off your mask. Because here's the other thing too, when you take off the mask, where do you put it? Because if you put it down on the table, that's not good.
No.
Then if you put it in your purse, it's been exposed. That outer part has been exposed.
Right. That's right.
So when I come home, I always Lysol it down. But haven't you seen people put it on the table? It's like, okay, isn't that dirty?
That's a good point. Now, Paul.
Shoot, I missed the whole purse thing. And I know that would affect me very much.
Well, you really missed a mask placement discussion.
Yes.
When you take your mask off and you're out and about, especially like a restaurant, where do you then put it?
Oh, there you go.
I really like that one. I want
it. Here's my Father's Day mask.
Oh, I see.
Just a second. Oh.
So what do you do when you go out to eat and you have a mask on?
I hang it from my ear.
You do? It stays on? Oh, nice. I love it. Love it.
From the DIA.
That's awesome.
Talked about that.
Yes.
Love it.
I like that one too. That's cool.
Clay said put the mask in the pocket. Okay.
In the pocket?
What
pocket?
Like
your pocket.
Pocket.
Well, I have put it in my pocket also.
Okay.
If I have an available pocket. But I got to tell you, I haven't been that many places where I take my mask off. I did a dinner with Joe and Rosalie Vicari recently, and I think I had a sport coat, so I stuck it in my inside pocket.
This is a special edition of
I
Paul
can't tell you how long it has been
2020
since I had a sport
virtual
coat
Pure
on.
Michigan Tour, presented by Pure Michigan. Your trip begins at Michigan.org. Today, we'll virtually explore Grand Hotel on Mackinac Island. This morning's broadcast is sponsored by Grand Hotel, America's summer place. Now, here's Paul W. Smith.
Good Monday morning to you. It is the 22nd of June. Just looking around to see what I did with my phone. Oh, there it is. It is the 22nd of June, the 174th day of 2020. There are 192 days left in the year. Make each and every day count. Each day is a gift. Well, I knew that the 22nd stood out in my mind because that is, in fact, our dear friend Tom Romer's birthday. If it's your birthday, happy birthday to you as well. But Tommy Romer, my teacher in high school, and the guy who comes up on our stage for the St. Patrick's Day party when we have one, when there's no COVID-19, and we do it more than virtually, he comes up and sings a couple of Irish songs. So it's his birthday today. Happy birthday, Tommy. Love you, man.
Happy birthday, Tommy.
Happy birthday, babe.
I don't know how much longer Sophie will make a Father's Day card for me, but I'll tell you what,
the best.
I will lament the day that it doesn't happen anymore.
Oh, that's so thoughtful.
That's
They're
awesome.
the best. They're the best cards.
Yeah, they really are. And she has on there a song that I started singing to her when she was not yet born. And it was, I love you, Sophie. Oh, yes, I do. I love you, Sophie, and I'll be true. So she writes on here, I love you, Daddy.
Oh,
yes, I do.
Oh,
Isn't that great?
That's
bringing
awesome.
a tear to my
You
eye.
should frame that.
Yes.
Awesome. All right, the team is here. Dick Hafner just concluded the news, presented the way, I don't even have to hear it. I know it was presented the way it was supposed to be, because that's just the way Dick is. Thank you for that, Dick. Dayna Clark is back, and she's handling traffic weather, and she might even have an opinion on one or two things, and we'll talk about things being open and downloads and movies and all of that. What else we have? Danielle is in for Brian Morton. Danielle Mason running the controls. You can bring that music down, Danielle. And Kim is sleeping, which is rare, but we had a bad night. It was not a good night. But meanwhile, always awake and up and at 'em, our executive producer, Ann Thomas.
Good morning. Happy Monday, Dub. Happy Monday, everyone.
Happy Monday to
Monday.
you. And we are doing a virtual visit to Grand Hotel, America's summer place. So we're excited about that. Every hour, we will have a special interview, and they will be video interviews as well as audio interviews. So whether you're listening at 760 on the AM dial or all those other places that you can hear and see us, WJR.com/Paul W. Smith, Facebook.com/WJR Radio. You can search WJR 760 AM on YouTube. So Mr. Hafner is on mute. But Dick, this was a tough weekend for Detroit. First of all, it was bad enough that the president pointed out how bad things are. Even though crime rates are down, we are still being focused on for our tough crime rates, and it didn't help for the first summer of weekend for us to do as poorly as we did. I suspect that was one of your news stories.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Tragically, unfortunately, we have to put that in the news, a number of shootings, and I really don't have the total of people shot because late at night, overnight, we had another shooting involving 3 people. So we'll just wait for the police to give us the official count. We're not the official counters of casualties of crime, but everyone knows that the crime rate is super high in Detroit. And we had a story at the end of last week, group showing that the violent crimes, the shootings were way up in Detroit in the first 6 months of the year.
That's a shame. Ann had mentioned that some others had happened overnight. So the statistics numbers I had at the beginning of the show were unfortunately lower than the real number. And we don't have the real number yet. What's happening today with the governor's orders? What's opening? A lot of stuff opening. I saw a thing from hairstylists are going to have some kind of a, I don't know. Here, hairstylists continue to fight Whitmer's oppressive legal tactics. Well, you know who that was written by.
Although they are open, the hairstylists.
Yeah, I thought they were open.
Yes, and the gyms are going to open on June 25th because a federal judge out of Kalamazoo ordered.
They have to open.
Yes.
But this says that there's a press conference from the Michigan Conservative Coalition today at noon on the Michigan Capitol steps. I thought that you could go get your haircut. I'm sure you can.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure what the press conference is about.
I'll look into it.
It says hairstylists continue to fight the governor's oppressive legal tactics. Dateline Lansing, Michigan, for immediate release. Operation Haircut brought thousands of citizens to the Michigan Capitol lawn when barbershops and salons across the state were locked down. Hundreds of citizens received free haircuts. Unfortunately, Michigan's oppressive leadership ordered the Michigan State Police to issue tickets to at least 7 unemployed hairstylists. The lawyers defending the stylists will hold a press conference today at noon to provide an update on these citizens' cases. Okay, so
that's what it is.
They're just carrying on. What else? Anybody else see something over the weekend that they wanted to be sure to bring up?
I had a question. as the president was talking about Detroit in his Saturday night speech, is it accurate what he's saying with regard to our crime rates being worse than all of those countries combined? Is that an accurate statistic that he's using?
I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if it's true. And the accurate statistics, our overall crime rate is down 4.5%, but there have been more murders or more shootings, I guess. And what else out of that? 4.5% more. He was apparently using FBI statistics when he came up with the worst in Afghanistan and whatever else.
We'll have to find the chief.
I don't know. Well, we need to talk to the chief and the mayor about the tribunal, which I thought was ridiculous, frankly. I thought they did a great job, but apparently these people feel they didn't do a great job, at least at the beginning of the problems. Look. Everybody has a right to protest. That's very important to protect. Nobody has a right to tear things down, smash windows, set things on fire. I mean, that's just it, plain and simple. I don't know what's hard to understand about that. Anyway, you hear the music.
FBI statistics for Afghanistan.
No, there wouldn't be. No, that's correct. Well, these days, Dick, you never know with our FBI. It is 6:14 at WJR.
This report is sponsored by HCR Manor Care. Want to help your community? The HCR Manor Care team in the Detroit area needs you. Now hiring RNs, LPNs, and CNAs. You'll have growth opportunities, real training, and tuition assistance, all while helping your community. Apply online at jobs.hcr-manorcare.com.
All righty, and so I can close that out because we'll never remember this again. The president appeared to be quoting from the FBI crime database. An analysis done in May ranked Detroit as the second most dangerous city in the country. According to the Detroit Police Department's numbers from 2019, homicides went up by 4.5%, while overall crime actually dropped. So this, I guess, that's where that came from, however he came up with the rest of it. Let's check it. Our WJR Traffic and Weather first, Miss Dayna Clark.
Traffic first sponsored by the Construction Association of Michigan. Are you a construction contractor looking to grow or a developer looking for a contractor? The Construction Association of Michigan, CAM, can help you work together to get the project done right. One industry, one resource, one